Alcohol means drinks to most people, yet it serves a lot of other purposes too, and has a particular relationship to Hotep, which is the process whereby spirit is separated and liberated from its involvement in matter. Now, although Hotep is a naturally occurring phenomenon, it's not a cosmic law, since it requires several different netters to carry out its functions. However, since this information just came to me and it's about liberating the spirit, let's follow the thread. Alcohol has been around for a long time, and since the pre-dynastic period, both beer and wine formed a staple part of the ancient Egyptian diet. Just recently, hundreds of sealed wine jars were discovered in a First Dynasty queen's tomb in Abydos. People drink alcohol to change and elevate their state, both emotionally and psychologically, and it works, which is why it's so popular. So how does that relate to Hotep? Well, your belief systems are made up of highly structured thought patterns, just like the atomic structures that form a crystal, only on a psychological level. Alcohol can temporarily loosen up or dissolve those structures, and the word dissolve is important here. Why? Because alcohol is also used as a solvent in materials like paint thinner or nail varnish remover, where it dissolves or loosens up the structure of the paint or chemical compounds. And the drinks called hard liquor in America are called spirits in English. Alcohol is a liquid, and when it's exposed to air or heat, it evaporates. So when you pour pure alcohol into a glass and let it sit for a while, it will all evaporate or dematerialize. The modern discipline of physics divides matter into 4 different categories: solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. But these are really just descriptions of matter vibrating at different frequencies. Following this analogy, drinking alcohol is even scientifically valid because it elevates your state to a higher level or dimension. And as the inverse of Ptah, the cosmic law of spirit entering matter, Hotep represents the return journey of the spirit and its liberation from structured form as it heads back to the spiritual realm. As a symbol for the male principle, Hotep represents man's greatest creative potential and serves as a vehicle for creating sacred works of art. Being a product of higher mind, sacred art is something quite different from profane art, which is a personal expression of the artist who created it, using their own interpretations and preferences. This also includes what we call religious art. Sacred art can only be created within the strict set of canons and protocols established by the discipline that it belongs to. And in the case of Egypt, Horus is the netter through which it was created. Every work of art you've seen here in Egypt or in museum collections obeys the terms established by the temple teaching, while the sacred art of all the other great teachings follow their respective regulations, though the messages they convey are quite often the same. And maybe that's a topic for a new video. For example, a parallel exists between what are called offering tables in Egypt and yoni and linga sculptures in the Hindu tradition, so the one can help better understand the other. Both were created to serve in sacred rituals and in the ceremonies that are still practiced today in the Far East. Milk is commonly poured over the linga, which flows down onto the yoni where it gathers and then flows out of a channel. And just as a mother feeds her child with milk from her own body, the milk flowing from the yoni contains the same vital life force. All mammals feed their offspring in this way, with milk symbolically coming from the female principle. Made from a single block of stone, the Egyptian offering tables are carved in relief with images that the liquid was poured over. These almost always include the Hotep symbol and rounded vases or containers for fluids, along with one or more channels that direct the flow through a Hotep-shaped spout. Now you must remember that these were created exclusively for ritual use, whereby the liquid is alchemically transformed by the potent symbolism of the carvings, as well as any music or chant that formed part of the ritual. Therefore, it's highly significant that the liquid issues from the male principle. So rather than feeding babies, it serves as nourishment for the Horus child within, the seed of cosmic consciousness. Continuing this thread, the king is often seen in temple reliefs offering milk or other fluids to the netter. Why do you think the netter needs milk? All of these details are highly significant but must be seen through the eyes of Symbolique. Nothing can be taken at its face value. Back to our theme of alcohol, which is also used as a fuel for cars and even rockets. It's been used in sacred rituals for the longest time. And even today in the Catholic service, the symbolic drinking of wine still continues, since Jesus, as the male principle, called red wine his lifeblood. In earlier times, the properties and symbolism of red wine and its connection with blood used to be common knowledge. But things like ritual or magic have become obscure or occult subjects in the West, and few people still understand their meaning. However, they formed an essential part of the temple teaching. Because in reality, such things are simply practical ways to work with cosmic laws, interacting with natural phenomena in an intelligent, disciplined manner. Hotep, for example, is an alchemical tool that causes matter to vibrate at a higher frequency, raising dense matter into a more refined state, like turning base metals into gold. And this work of refinement belongs to the realm of Horus, symbol of the male principle and the king as head of the temple teaching. On a more simple biological level, alcohol can create similar effects within our own psyche, lifting the spirit from a dull lower state to one of joy. Well, thank you for watching, and to keep learning about the temple teaching, click the like and subscribe buttons. And you may also consider supporting the channel through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below. And also, if you have any comments or questions, please write them below in the comments section. And until our next adventure,